welcome to another episode of Playing Telephone. I'm Scarlett Sanchez.
I'm Dennis Kluba.
Alrighty, we're back again. It's still January, fresh new year, getting into the groove of things. Have we settled in yet?
That's what I was going to say. No. I don't want to excuse myself, but it feels like it has really taken a full 9 days to get going in January.
I'm still not there yet. Like, this has been the hardest 9 days of my life. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't know if this is just like extreme depression.
Welcome to the podcast. This is therapy.
I said this is going to be a therapy session.
My question for you is, would you it makes me almost wonder, it's like when I don't do things over the holidays, like go back and see family, I'm almost like, God, I need to I don't know, maybe do some work there to stay in the groove. Cause when you take that week and a half off, it's like,
it's too long.
Yeah.
Cause I've always thought after I have a vacation,
yeah,
I need 2 days almost to kind of get back from vacation and let myself chill out for a second. But then like you're saying, and then it's just too long that you're gone.
Yeah. And then you need a full another week to even get back and going, which is a nightmare.
So basically I don't want to work.
Yeah.
The thing is I like working.
If you're out there and you want to make that happen for Scarlett, you know who to call. But yeah, you do like working.
No, I actually really do enjoy it. Cause you liked school growing up, didn't you? You had good grades.
I was just competitive, I think.
Okay.
But I like school because it's okay, you do this, you get validation.
Yeah.
It's very straightforward. The real world's not like that at all.
I think that's what I miss about school. That was very routine. You go to class, you do it, and then you go.
You do the right things, you get an A.
You get an A. Where's my A?
In real life, no A's. No A's. That's for damn sure. You just get people in the comments.
Barf.
But yeah, we're as you can tell, we're doing just about as okay as we possibly can. But in exciting news, I guess, the Golden Globes were yesterday. We're not going to necessarily talk about the winners or anything like that, more or less just the drama that unfolded from the Golden Globes, right?
Yeah. Really, the main drama, obviously, Joe Coy got some backlash for his opening monologue. He threw some shade at Taylor Swift. There was some rumors that maybe Taylor Swift left early because of him. And really his joke was just the fact that they didn't have enough camera shots. They're not going to have as many camera shots as the NFL does or did for her tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, get used to it. And she sipped her drink during that. Some said there was an eye roll. I saw the video. It doesn't look like an eye roll. I think it just looked like bad timing. She took a drink and looked like she glared at him a little bit.
I will say there's one photo going around that looks, and they're just kind of using it as an overall reaction to Joe Coy's hosting of the Golden Globes in general, where she is just clearly uninterested, not happy. Now, like you said, I don't know where that was pulled from in the footage, right? That could have been completely nothing to do with the monologue or anything like that. But it's clear that at some point she wasn't having fun, but it felt like that was majority of the audience.
Yeah. I think
he was pretty bad.
Yeah. Most people were unhappy with his performances, but also they were wondering why she left early and they kind of blamed it on that, but she stayed for a decent amount of the show. But you could see after she gave the standing ovation for Barbie and her were up for the same award and Barbie did win. And Eras Tour did not.
Can a girl not be busy?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she left because she was mad. I think she just genuinely left early. Think about whenever you go to a concert, sometimes you want to leave a little early to beat the traffic.
For sure.
I'm always there to the end.
Here's the other thing too about that. I'm not trying to downplay the Golden Globes or anything like that, and I don't know that Taylor Swift is like this at all, but she's won so many awards. Is there not a part of her that's it's the same thing with her, Beyonce, name whoever you want to name of okay, I'm here.
But if she would have won, I bet you she would have stayed.
Yes, exactly. But you know what I mean? It's okay.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed to see her there because I was at the Chiefs game.
Oh, you were.
And I was hoping she'd show up. But I did get to see her boyfriend, Travis Kelce.
Play the Chiefs. But I get they got right back on the plane, so I don't know that. Well, I don't know.
think they necessarily saw each other, but it just seems crazy to both be in the same city.
Right.
And not at least, maybe she was rushing to go send him off from the airport.
Could be.
A quick hello, quick goodbye. But also I'm sure they'll see each other in a few days. So can't sweat about it.
Before we get into the tea, the real drama that happened in the Golden Globes, one very cute moment that I just wanted to point out that was kind of going viral on the internet was Paul Giamatti winning at the Golden Globes and then afterwards having it on the table at In-N-Out and eating In-N-Out afterwards. I don't know why that is just so, it's really cool. It always is like a weird, cool like kid moment for me to see celebrities like, it's kind of annoying when they're doing it, I think, to like seem more normal. But somebody like Paul Giamatti seems like he really was just like craving a burger and was like, I'm just going to stop.
I don't have to go out to a super nice restaurant after this. A little In-N-Out. It also is a California staple.
Exactly.
So can't go wrong.
I just thought that was so cool. When it's like also to just have your Golden Globe sitting on the In-N-Out table is hilarious.
Right here next to animal style fries.
Exactly. With your gross little hands.
Yeah. Perfect. But there was drama, of course.
Let's go.
Everybody's into lip reading these days. I feel like we keep getting videos of celebrities. Remember last week or when New Year's Eve happened, we thought Travis Kelce said, I love you to Taylor Swift. And lip readers got involved. We kind of called a little bit of BS on that just because her head literally covers his face when he could have potentially been saying that.
It's the hardest video it was a tough video.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
This one seemed a little bit easier. So what happened was Selena Gomez was at the Golden Globes. She was also nominated for Best Actress in a Comedy Series.
Murders in the Building.
Murders in the Building, yep. So she was there along with Taylor Swift. And then also Kaylee Sperry, Miles Teller's wife, was sitting right there. And you just see Selena run up to Taylor, kind of whispers in her ear something. And you could see on Twitter, there was a lot of people speculating what she said.
Right.
And people thought that she had said, I asked for a picture with him. And she said no. And then Kaylee says, with Timothy, ? So that's what Twitter was saying. And then some lip readers got involved and quote unquote confirmed that Kaylee at least did say Timothy. And so what everybody was speculating was the fact that Selena had gone up to Timothy and wanted to take a picture with him, but Kylie denied that.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. What did you think off the bat when you saw the video of the lips moving?
I definitely saw Timothy. Timothy was said in that conversation. Right. So to say that there was no mention of him is a stretch.
Okay. I was going to say the same thing. I don't know if it was, what do they call that when it's like confirmation bias of me like seeing the story, seeing the headline and being like, oh, this is what it's saying.
Yeah.
Or if it was like, oh, I'm just as delusional as the people that are reading the...
It is hard though, because exactly what you're saying. Sometimes whenever you read something, you're just like, yeah, that's exactly what they said.
I see it too.
Yeah.
It's almost like one of those things that's like, when you like, what do you see in this? If somebody says they see like the woman versus like whatever, you're like, oh, I see that because you said it.
I just love when lip readers get involved though. They're like, absolutely.
And who are these lip readers? Who are these heralded lip readers? Here's my thing though too. Us being here for the drama, I loved it. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of that drama.
Yeah.
And also the believability, for some reason, of Kylie being like, no, you can't.
But okay, let's talk about that. Why would Kylie say no?
But also,
her and Selena don't necessarily have beef, right? The only beef that happened though was the eyebrow situation. Bring it back to the eyebrows. Remember
Kylie
when
and Haley were together.
Yep.
Versus...
Because Kylie and Kendall are obviously very close with Hailey Bieber, and there's the constant...
I remember that.
Non-existent beef between Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez, even though I personally believe that exists, even though there's no reason to be, because Justin Bieber's a married man, and he's married to Hailey.
Love of his life. Nobody's ever cheated before. Nobody's ever had feelings about anyone else before after they get married.
And it's not crazy for their current partner to not really like the ex. Whatever. Okay. All good. It's fine. It's okay.
Whatever. Okay.
Nobody's mad here. There also is a other slight element. Kylie is also sisters. Now, not necessarily connected to the Selena thing, but maybe why Taylor thought it was juicy was the fact that her and Kim Kardashian
don't get along.
Also have beef. So I thought it was interesting just because of all the different elements of all of these people who are massive A-listers that don't like each other but are also best friends but run in the same circle and they are constantly running into each other at similar events.
The connections. Yeah. Here's my thing though, a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's weird though, because it's hard to relate, again, regular, real people to these celebrities, regular, to celebs. Mm-hmm. Let's put it into context. If a girl came up to you and your boyfriend, it was like, hey, like, I'd love to get a picture with so-and-so, and not you, and not be like, hey, like, oh, you don't want like we should all get a picture. If
Kylie actually said no, it's not that deep. Them taking a photo together, just them two. Why do significant others have to be included in everything? It's like, hey, I just want to go get coffee, and you have to bring your significant other everywhere you go?
Different.
Okay.
Pictures are kind of weird.
I guess.
Like, hey, can I get a pic? What do you want to do? Post that? Like, it's like you two are dating on your Instagram?
But Selena and Timothy have worked together before. They were in a movie together a few years back.
That's what I'm saying. For them,
it's not crazy.
It's not crazy for them. I'm saying in the regular world, it's a little bit odd. Would you not?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody that was a Golden Globes event.
That's what
For
I'm
all
saying.
we know, a publicist could have been like, hey, we need a photo with Timothy and Selena. She's like, hey, do you want to grab a photo? And then Kylie said no.
That's what I'm saying, though, in context. In regular world.
Please say regular again.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, if somebody was like, oh, can I take a picture with your boyfriend?
That's what I'm saying. That's so bizarre. In their world, not bizarre.
Not weird at all.
But also, to a certain degree, like, I don't really know how the red carpet works and, like, in what order people arrive or, like, are told to arrive.
Mm-hmm. Taylor showed up in the back door. Kylie was late to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those things where if it really was for PR or, something like that where they wanted to get that shot, I'm almost surprised that, like you said, the publicist didn't, like, navigate that photo between them.
I guess really, why did Selena want to get a photo that badly?
Also, Selena's dating Benny.
Yeah.
She's taken.
And they posted a photo together.
From the Golden Globes?
Yeah, and even though she didn't win, she posted on her story, I won, and it's a photo of her and Benny Blanco just schmooching.
Happy for them.
She won.
Regardless, Selena smashed these rumors. Was like
smashed Benny Blanco?
Sure. She dispelled these rumors, right?
Yeah.
It was like, they're not true.
Yeah.
Like we said, though, little interesting because it does seem like the word Timothy was said. We're not lip readers, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so how does she dispel it?
So
Sorry.
E! News posted a little post on Instagram, and it was something that was like saying, was Selena Gomez actually gossiping about Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner? So she commented, as Selena has recently been doing...
Will she get off the...
She took her social media break and she said, no more.
I'm back.
I will respond to everything.
Anything that mentions me.
I will defend my man, Benny Blanco, and I will also defend myself. And she said, no. I told Taylor about two of my friends who hooked up. Not that it's anyone's business.
Okay, let me ask you a question though as well. That response... Is that not what you tell somebody that's like, that overheard you say something that they weren't supposed to hear? And they're like, oh, it was a joke from earlier.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Like when somebody calls you out for like something that's completely true. And then it's like, oh, actually somebody told me a funny joke earlier that, don't worry about it.
So a total lie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening here.
I do. Because the fact that she needed to come up with some random excuse, it would have been so much better to say nothing. Say nothing.
We've said this over and over and over again. Whether you're getting sued, there's a lawsuit out there, say nothing. Don't apologize. Just...
Also, I think there is some sort of beef. I don't think they're friends. They want to say, oh, there's no beef. Okay, fine. There might not be beef, but you guys aren't friends, and that's okay. The obsession with thinking you have to be friends with every single person in the industry is absurd. Do you have to be friends with every single person that you work with, you see? No. So the fact that Selena Gomez, Kylie Jenner, and Timothy aren't all besties, okay, we're all going to live another day.
Also at the same time, at that same Golden Globes, Kylie and Timothy looked, they had stayed on them for this, like, I guess it was supposed to be a fan cam, kind of like a commercial break. Mm-hmm. There was some lip reading there too. But it just...
I love you.
They were like very... Yeah. They... Also, we've said this 100 times, if not 1,000. They look the part of being together, very much so.
I do. And I think their personalities, everybody thought their personalities don't match, but I think they are perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels real.
Yeah, never mind.
What?
I don't think Timothy or Kylie has the best reputation of being the nicest people.
Whoa.
So they kind of...
Timothy doesn't? Who are you hearing that from?
Sources. Also, what's funny though, because he also got interviewed and he shut down the beef rumors, but basically by not saying anything, but he said that Kylie and Selena are
friends.
They're just good.
They're good. That's convincing.
Yeah. But also the fact that she said Timothy, if she's saying that two of her friends hooked up, that means maybe she saw someone that Timothy had also hooked up with. And she was like, wow, Timothy and so-and-so hooked up before him and Kylie got together, during him and Kylie are together. Who knows? But I'm sticking by the fact that it looked like Kaylee said Timothy.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say this part too. For what it's worth, because of some of these like younger stars kind of coming up in Hollywood and this meshing of like music and, with Taylor Swift being there and Kylie and Timothy and things like that, I felt like this is the most I like cared or like was kind of invested in an award show in a while, and it had nothing to do with who won.
No, it was all about the drama.
Exactly. But you know what I'm saying? I think that's a good thing for award shows. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm just like, it has nothing to do with what you said. Mm-hmm. But it's like, those relationships are really what are driving me toward, whatever drive me towards watching that kind of thing. Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't want to say people cared about the Golden Globes because Taylor was going to be there, but I do think that she
boosts ratings.
She always was going to boost ratings, but also Barbie was huge.
Right.
Oppenheimer was massive. So really two great films that people were excited about. Obviously, there were a lot of other good ones too. They also, the way they did the seating charts, they tried to intermingle like other... they didn't just put Barbie all together. They put multiple stars from multiple different types of movies all together.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they...
A little bit of a round table.
Yeah, they did a little bit better. And actually their ratings were better than they were last year. So maybe award shows could be coming back.
They're back. They're back. No, they're not.
I only like the Grammys. I like seeing performances.
That's true. Regardless, we're not going to go through who won all the Golden Globes. You can look that stuff up. We're actually just here for the drama. Staying on Taylor really quick before we leave her. And you were just saying that Travis and her were in the same exact area.
LA, baby.
But they probably didn't see each other just because of circumstances.
Yeah, because there was a lot of speculation. I was dying to know because I was going to the game. The game was at 1:15. Golden Globes red carpet started at 3 p.m.
Oh.
But she's usually the last person on a red carpet. So I was thinking, okay, you could do a little pit stop in, then go to Golden Globes. She already came in through the back door, so she didn't care about the red carpet. She can do a little 2 pit stop.
Maybe she was
20-minute drive from there to there, SoFi to Beverly Hills area. So I thought maybe she could have been there.
Maybe she was there.
Maybe she was. But Patrick Mahomes took a little rest because sports cap, what is it when you clench the third seed? Basically, they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, they clinched the...
Number 3 seed.
Okay.
They're
going to the playoffs.
They're going to the playoffs.
So they didn't care if they won or lost.
Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes sat out, and Travis Kelce didn't play either.
Fun game.
So Taylor decided not to come.
Right.
Is that a little bit of a dig, though? Like, no, I don't think so.
No, not at all.
If your boyfriend's not playing, yeah, why come?
No, he'd probably just be like, babe, you have other things to do. Like, I'm not even playing today. Like, why don't you just, like, have fun at the Golden Globes?
Sure, babe.
Regardless, somebody it was from the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Asked him, other than Taylor, who's the most famous person that you have in your contact list? Mm-hmm. And he said, you kind of spoiled it for me, but he said...
I know, I wanted you to guess.
Who was it? You want me to say?
Justin Timberlake.
It was Justin Timberlake. I think there's a certain down-to-earthedness, not about having Justin Timberlake in your phone, but the way his friend was also like, if you call him right now, would he answer? And he's like, no. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like when you do those things or people say, oh, this person.
They're like, let me give this a try. And
it's like, yeah, they're in my contact list, but like they're busy and we're not like so tight that they'd have to pick, like they pick up no matter what.
Don't you have random people in your contact list that you probably have never really called?
Yeah, exactly. Like we're not that tight. There's probably a group of like 20 people that I could call and they'd pick up like on
Do you have any famous people in your contact list?
You.
Oh, so cute.
That's about it though.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You don't answer any of my calls, so just kidding.
I would though if you called and had that question for me.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, sorry, somebody just asked me who the most famous person was in my phone, so I said you.
What if basically the way the person asked though, like who's your most famous person in your contact list, but don't state the obvious. So obviously that meant Taylor.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have said Taylor though if he didn't say that little disclaimer?
I think he's smart enough to know not to say the obvious one, but also at the same time, I guess Justin Timberlake's super famous, but it's almost one of those things too. I feel like when you get accepted into the Taylor Swift club that we clearly saw at the Golden Globes, he probably also, I feel like would he not also have like Selena Gomez's number or like, I don't know, like her other friends that he would maybe like invite for her birthday party or like,
yeah,
you get like friends numbers from a group chat. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like that could be like a list of people that...
I'm sure he's building more.
Yeah, good for him. Like we said last week, he's rising up in the popularity world of just more demographics, more people know about him. Good for them. Moving on from Taylor and Travis, we talk about them way too much regardless. Kendall Jenner, you don't like that caller, Kenny? Posted a New Year's Eve dump like a day ago.
Yeah.
A little late, but hey, she's like us. Day 8 is day 1.
Oh my God, she's so relatable.
She's having a tough time kicking off the New Year as well. Don't blame her.
I do take a really long time to post.
Yeah, she does too.
I just thought of something.
What is it? So we're sharing with the class?
Well, no, I feel like I have to. Okay, so I posted really late. So I posted really late for my birthday one year. Uh-huh. And this person that I went on a date with was like, oh, your birthday is April 2nd, right? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, you posted on your Instagram on April 2nd. So I assumed that's when your birthday was. And I was like, no, I just posted late. Anyways, people post late. It's not that crazy.
And does he like text you every year on April 2nd, like happy birthday?
No, it was one date and one date only.
Jeez. Scarlett's tough. We've talked about this before. Regardless, in the dump that Kendall Jenner made, super late, we put together the pieces and there is a blurry photo of Bad Bunny in there. Celebrate. Or like, they were doing something together in what island?
What? They were in the Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Yeah, they were in the Bahamas.
Why did you just give me a what? Like that was the craziest thing that I could have said.
You said they were doing something in there. It's just like them celebrating.
Sorry, I couldn't come up with celebrating on the spot. They were having a good time.
Yeah.
They were doing something.
It was a very blurry photo. So yeah, I guess they were doing something, but like I think it was more like jumping up in the air. Anyways, though, yeah.
Grammar police today.
Anyways, though, Kendall did post. We had seen a similar photo. So the photo of the fireworks. Okay, she posted a dump. Most were her ass. Most were her hot body. Most were her in a bikini. But we also got a post of a blurry photo of a group of people. Bad Bunny's right there in the front. And there was also a photo of fireworks, which we saw when we realized that Bad Bunny and Kendall had spent New Year's Eve together, because there was that video that went a little bit viral that one of Kendall's friends had posted. And in the background of the video, you hear him saying like, in Spanish, Happy New Year. Was he singing? No.
Could you imagine them singing their own song?
I would always want that to happen, but again, I'm not in that circle.
What do you do? Sorry. just this quick tangent. If
Is
you
it about one of your dates? I'd love to hear it.
If you are like a record selling, like a massive hit making artist, and like on the like
charts?
speaker,
like
for New Year's Eve, it's like they play your song, and you're like, yeah, like are you like pumped? Or are you like next? I don't know. I'd be interested.
I think it depends. I mean, I feel like if you're with your friends, it's just kind of funny. Like, hey.
I think it'd be funny. Yeah. It'd be more like funny.
And if your music's good, which it
is.
It is.
Yeah. Keep it.
I feel like it's a vibe. Yeah. Keep it on.
I feel like there's a certain amount of you though in the beginning of your fame, you might be a little bit like shy or embarrassed. Like, okay.
I feel like also in the beginning, you're like, this. Finally, like I'm on the radio or I'm playing somewhere.
For sure on the radio. I'm saying somebody on the Bluetooth speaker that's maybe known you for a while. It's like your song.
SoundCloud.
It's like when people, if everybody's ever been like, do you want to listen to your podcast? Like in the car, it's like,
no.
Yeah.
You watch that on speed. Yeah. Or skip over this part. I don't like what I said there.
I actually look like that.
But Bieber sang at his wedding. So it's like, cringe much? No.
No, you would have loved that.
I would have.
It was a sidebar. My thing is though, with the Bad Bunny Kendall thing, they had broken up before New Year's, right?
Yeah.
Let's bring it. I love doing this lately. I know you hate it. Bring it back to regular context. You break up with your ex before, and the New Year's Eve plans are already locked in.
Oh.
Like, are you like, and he's like, this is regular schmegler world.
No,
I'm like,
you're not invited.
Hey, like, I already have my ticket to Bahamas. Like, I'm not going to not go.
I've literally been in this situation before. And they're not invited. You don't get to come anymore. Do I eat the cost? Yeah, probably. Because I did.
Kendall, there's going to be one open seat on the private jet.
I think their situation was different, though. I think it wasn't really, there was locked in plans. What?
Go on.
I think that they're just amicable, which also doesn't exist.
It's what I was going to say. If they're not back together and they're not hooking up, then the relationship was never that deep to be mad enough to say, hey, you cannot come hang out with me on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a real relationship, exactly what you're saying, you're not allowed to hang out with my friends afterwards.
I mean, hey, some people are very much in the same circles. They all have mutual friends. They're all best friends. And then they just have to keep seeing their ex. Me, personally, I could never do it. I couldn't do it. But people do it. This is a thing that exists. And I'm always like, how? Why? Don't.
Okay.
What?
That night, though, New Year's Eve, everybody's having some drinks. We're all in the Bahamas.
They hooked up.
It's not far-fetched.
No, Cardi B and Offset did, but we think that they never broke up. But I'm just thinking, Kendall Jenner, I think it's just comfortable. Bad Bunny, yeah.
I think it personally never was deep enough that they even care. Yeah. Like I'm saying, I felt like when her and Devin Booker broke up, it was like, hey.
Exactly. You don't see Devin pulling up to this event.
No.
He was pissed.
Like they're not at the same places anymore. Like he's like, they're one of those people that's like, oh, you invited so-and-so. Like that's not cool.
Okay. So do we see Kendall and Bad Bunny getting back together or no?
They were never together.
Oh, snap. Okay.
I mean, they were together.
So PR.
In the way of, I don't know about PR. They were together in the way of like, we're hooking up, but don't love it.
Yeah.
You know, it could be that deep. Or I don't think it's as conspiracy theory maybe as we think of PR.
Okay.
But I don't think if you're amicable enough to go on New Year's Eve, I don't know. I personally, with my exes, unless I'm trying to get back together with them, I'm not going to New Year's Eve.
I'll pass.
Thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. Yeah. And it's not like they both don't have the money to go somewhere else.
They could have. I feel like Kendall would have gotten more pull in that group. The Biebers were there. That's more of her group of people.
Well,
but Bad Bunny came anyways.
We'll never know. Oh, my favorite. Rachel Leviss, formerly Raquel Leviss, opened up this week on, is it her podcast?
Yes.
Called Rachel Goes Rogue.
Yes.
Who advised her on that?
Probably Bethany Frankel.
Yeah, what? That's like Kim Possible.
Yeah, it's her new iHeartRadio. Obviously, she stepped away from Vanderpump Rules.
Right.
After Scandoval just
wrecked
her, and she went into that mental health facility for months and everything. Ended up ending things with Tom Sandoval after their huge cheating scandal with Ariana Madix and that massive breakup. But yeah, now she's kind of feeling more comfortable to be in the limelight again. Wanted to open up, share her side of the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, here's my thing. And it's been the same thing with Raquel time and time again. Sorry, Rachel. I just say it because I'm thinking of Vanderpump Rules, Rachel, which was Raquel. And the same thing when the cheating scandal was breaking, she was saying that she was the worst version of herself during that time. I'm not doubting that. But I think that there's this fine line that we still tread of, you're an adult, you weren't manipulated, you knew that this was happening with Tom, and your friend is Ariana, for what she says was 7 months of secrecy, where if you're an adult, like, I understand that it was traumatizing, everything that happened because of that, but there is an ownership world where I think you have to say, hey, that really sucked, but I do take ownership for the fact that I kind of, in a lot of ways, brought this on myself. I feel like the way that she staged it was, Tom, this scandal, and Tom ruined my life.
Yeah.
Versus like, I take blame a little bit in the affair.
I actually saw it differently. I actually feel like she was taking ownership, to be honest. And
really?
I'm not usually a Rachel Leviss. Did she bring up the fact that Tom Sandoval is disgusting? Yes. And she also brought up the fact that she felt like, though, he was more of the person who took more of the victim stance, because she felt like he really never took ownership. And honestly, he never really did, which is why I think he's continued to be seen as the villain of everything. Rachel, you can tell, went through a lot of therapy, and she uses, a lot of that language, but she talked about how she did truly consider going back to Vanderpump Rules when she was going through the therapy, right? And she talks about how Tom Sandoval made her the worst person that she feels like she's been, because that secrecy was really tearing her up and everything. And why she went to therapy, though, for other reasons, was like, why was I seeking so much validation of this person? I was putting up on a pedestal, and he was really making me feel like I was adored. I was special. I was going through my breakup with James Kennedy, my ex-fiance, was seeing him in a new relationship, and having this person validate me so hard. She's like, I knew he was so toxic, but I kept going back. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there is times where you know someone's bad for you, but you still do it anyways.
Oh. It's so bad that it's right.
Come on, though. You're telling me that you haven't been into someone, or there hasn't been a situation. It doesn't even have to be romantic, but it's like, I know this is not getting me where I need to be, but I'm going to keep trying. Maybe it'll turn out somewhere better that that maybe it isn't as bad as I'm thinking, one, or two, I want it. And
I think it's
not the best for me.
For me, it's either been delusion.
Yeah.
Like I said, kind of similar, putting somebody on a pedestal when they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Or I'm feeling the guilt inside of, maybe I'm not as fully invested, and I don't know that I see the long-term thing in it, but I'm not willing to accept that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And be honest about that.
Yeah, no, I think there's different reasons of why you keep pushing something that's not meant for you.
Right.
But I think that was the only part that I thought was interesting with her, because she was able to admit that. She's like, I chose to put myself through that. Like, I knew what I was doing, and I appreciated that, because it's like, she was aware. She started to have that awareness where she knew it wasn't right, but she was continuing to do it anyways.
Okay. Like you said, you're making me see it in a little bit different light.
I'm not here to change your mind, but I will say I was intrigued a little bit. I was intrigued.
Yes.
But she did finally touch on that one night where we had known so what we did know already was that they had sex for that first time in a car, right? So she gave a little bit.
It's everybody's first time.
Yep. So she gave a little bit more detail into that. She confirmed that Tom was actually, in fact, locked out that night. But she just kind of described those first initial feelings of him, you know, really prioritizing her and all of that, but prioritizing her while he was still a girlfriend. Anyways, yes.
The only part too that's kind of wild was while she was in treatment, they were still texting. That's a weird treatment facility.
Yeah.
Keep your phone and text your ex, which you're trying to like kind of cope with not being a part of.
Yeah, because she talked to him pretty much every day when she was in treatment. She talked about, but she cut that off after the fact.
Right.
Which good for her. She realized it. But yeah, no. I mean, honestly, I didn't think the first time people were like very interested in that. But I didn't think it was anything more that we didn't already know besides the fact that they started by having drinks at Sir, and then he wanted to break away from the group. Okay, duh.
Classic behavior.
Yeah, he wanted to break away from the group, and he was like, let's go to the Abbey, which is also a very popular bar in the West Hollywood area, just right around the corner from Sir. Right. They can probably walk there. And after that, she offered, do you want me to take you home? Okay, also drinking and driving. And so she took him home to the house that him and Ariana share together.
We'll talk about that later.
Talk about that in a second. And he pulled up and goes, well, nightcap, baby.
Let's replay that in our head. Your wife, or what even are they? Long-term?
Yeah, like long-term partners.
Long-term partner is in the house.
Inside, upstairs.
Could you imagine? This is another thing. Regular world. Your long-term partner, 10 plus years or whatever, invites another friend in for a nightcap.
No.
Are you kind of like...
No, that's not okay.
Yeah.
That's not okay. He either wanted to get caught or he just really did not care about anything.
That's the thing too. We talked about earlier, I think you were saying with Timothy and Kylie and Selena, like I don't understand why, whatever, other person has to be involved in anything. I draw the line at a nightcap while I'm asleep in our own house. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, and remember they had admitted to sleeping together when she was in the house. So
that's classic Vanderpump behavior, though. We've seen that before from the king himself, Jax.
Oh, Jax.
And Kristen.
Maybe that's where Sandoval learned from, because Jax and Kristen cheated when Sandoval was right in the other room on the couch. Cheating never happens, though.
He's married. He's a married man. But then now, finally, Ariana's suing Tom over the house, which I never really understood what was going on there. We asked over and over and over again, why are they sharing a home? Why are they dragging their feet on the sale of this home? We know that, both of them basically have an asset tied up but why did neither of them ever be like, hey, let's mediate this and get this offloaded? Which
I guess is what Ariana's doing now. Because remember she had that interview though where she was saying, listen, a mortgage is very expensive. They bought this house back in 2019 for about $2 million. Right. So I can't imagine, I don't know the numbers.
I don't know the math.
I don't know the math on that.
Finance hat on.
They're probably paying a decent amount every month to keep their mortgage going.
Right.
So yes, she might be making money from her endorsements. Yes, she might be making money from the show. But her point of view was, I don't really care. One, I'm not making as much money as you think I'm making with all these endorsements. Okay. But two,
okay.
This part I agree with more. Why should I have to uproot and why should I have to pay more out of my pocket for something that happened to me for this cheater who did this to me? He should be the one who has to do it. So that's the only saving. I get that with Ariana. Tom should have taken his own moves, moved in with Tom Schwartz, did something else where he wasn't making Ariana have to, pay out of pocket to make some sort of change when he's the one who did that action.
Again, I don't know, cheating, financial, etc., whatever it is, I was never comfortable with, or I was always confused at, I don't care how big the house is, I don't want you in this house. And as the cheater, you should also feel like you need to leave.
Yeah.
And it was weird that they were squatting together. And they both were kind of like, well, this is my house. Yes, that's true. Get a hotel room. Mm-hmm. Literally go stay with anyone else. I don't care.
Yeah.
But get your shit out of this space.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that didn't happen.
It didn't. That happened back in March is when all of this news broke, right? They broke up and everything. When she found the explicit video on his phone, et cetera, and found out about the affair. So now it's March. We're now in January. And now she's suing Tom Sandoval. And it's essentially she wants a partition by sale, which that just means that the judge has to order for them to actually sell the house, and that they'll divide the proceeds evenly. But neither of them can have like any sort of other stake, so they can't sell it to a third party. So it's just like even distribution.
Love it.
Sell it. Get out.
Let's get out of here. Let's get this
Ariana
off the
wants
books.
to move on. I don't know why she didn't do this sooner. I don't know what the legal reasonings are behind that, but this is great. This is great.
It's good for all parties.
Put this
to bed.
Thank you.
But don't go to bed with each other. Speaking of going to bed with each other,
Do you think
or
they've hooked
not,
up though? No.
I'm not even gonna.
They're
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
same
go to.
house. Ex's little revenge sex.
We talk about Yo-Yo. Maybe
that's why they're like.
I don't see Ariana. I don't know. I mean, I know why. You see her folding?
No, because
I was gonna say I don't see her folding.
I feel like they were already discussing with each other near the end of the relationship. Their sex life was down, is what they talked about.
Yeah, this definitely didn't heat it up.
Yeah. So, anyways, I retract my prior statement. They did not have any backslips.
No. But speaking of people that are also practicing abstinence, 50 Cent put in a post early 2024 that he's got so much stuff going on. He's got such big visions, such big goals for this year. He can't let sex get in the way of those dreams.
Creates a lot of distraction.
Heard that.
So he's been dating someone though for a while. Cuban Link. They've been dating for the past 3 years. So either they broke up or
About to.
the whole couple is about to just go abstinent, or they're about to break up. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? I think sex can be a distraction.
Yeah, it can be a distraction. I just think it needs to be a mutual conversation of like, hey, I'm going to be on my grind. We're both going to be on our grind. If we're going to be getting this money, getting this bread, it means we got to get up early. That means we just got to hook up earlier in the night.
It's not an all-night marathon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, which maybe that's what 50 Cent's doing, you know, where it's like, hey, I can't be up at all hours of the night getting this.
Okay, understandable.
Don't you think that's a valid thing? It's like, hey,
A little bit earlier. Start at 5 p.m. So you can go like from 5 to 10.
a little afternoon delight.
But also, it can just be distracting in general.
Sexuality is distracting in general.
Anyways, good for 50 Cent.
I wish I could follow in his footsteps.
Yeah. You'd love that.
Focus. I wish I could focus more. Yeah, I don't know how this is possible in a relationship.
Also, I feel like sometimes people set these little 2024 goals and are like, I'm not gonna drink for a whole year. I'm not gonna smoke for a whole year. I'm not gonna have sex for a whole year. I'm gonna work out every day for this whole year. Okay, well, January 9th. I want to know what day 50 Cent's gonna fold.
We'll figure it out. Find out.
Just saying. I mean, I hope people achieve their goals this year.
Scout's like, that is not one of them for me. Speaking of things unfolding, Mean Girls premiered this weekend in New York City.
What, unfolding the red carpet?
Yeah, you know, just things, the curtain unfolding, being drawn up. This is the Mean Girls, like, reinvention, the like, what is it? Because they did a Mean Girls 2 way back when, which is bad.
Yeah, I never watched that. The
No, I didn't
original
either.
is like 20 years old, 2004. You really can't top this. But no, Tina Fey is back involved. She created the screenplay for this. She also wrote the original musical. Same producers on it with Lauren Michaels. So a lot of similar people are coming back. Tim Meadows also, who played the principal. Unknown if Lindsay Lohan's going to make a cameo at all, but she was at the premiere. So a lot of people are coming back. I mean, not Rachel McAdams or Amanda Seyfried.
Right.
But there are some people that are coming back for this little musical rendition that's coming out January 12th.
Feels like a cash grab. The whole thing, the musical, the movie, I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels weird to me that we're going to try this again when it was so iconic to begin with.
I think that's what's hard whenever we make sequels like this, when the original, that really did have a number 2. That number 2 was years later too, though. Not with the original cast either, if I'm not mistaken.
Original cast. None of like nobody made cameos in that.
Yeah.
It felt kind of like almost like a Disney Channel spinoff type of situation. You know, like it was very like.
Okay, so that didn't happen.
It felt like there were people in it that nobody knew.
Yeah, with this, at least there are cameos. Like you have Tina Fey involved. I can see it being good, but also I just think it's going to be really hard to top such a classic.
Let me say this though too. The first time that Mean Girls came out, Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, Amanda Seyfried, they all went on to become big stars, but they really already were. Mm-hmm. For example, Lindsay Lohan was huge already. She was probably at the peak before she really she had a little bit of a fall off, all the above. Rachel McAdams obviously had done so many things before that to be Regina George. Both times that they've done these, sequels, they bring in people that, for example, Renee Rapp is not being a hater, but she's just not as big yet as Rachel McAdams was. Yeah. Same thing with, I don't know who the girl is that's playing Lindsay Lohan's character, Katie Heron. So I'm like, the draw at the time was like, oh, these people are big.
Yeah, big on the come up. Yeah,
yeah, like they're like big. They were big child stars. Like they had star appeal. Mm-hmm. Now bringing in people that we don't necessarily know as well.
Renee Rapp though is a singer, and this is a musical. So the original wasn't really a musical. So
True.
Maybe that could be a difference that makes people listen or watch more.
I'm not saying that people won't go. I think people will go and see it. I just think that it's.
Is it going to be Eras? Is it going to be Barbie? No.
It does ruffle my feathers a little bit, though, when we try and take something that was big and suck all the cash out of it of like, people will still come.
Yeah, we see that all the time, though. I feel like sequels, these live actions, Lion King live action, all these things are just getting remade.
But that's where this year was supposed to be the turning point, right? I'm talking Barbie, Oppenheimer, even new movies that have come out this December of like, Saltburn has had a ton of people talking about it. Mm-hmm. I just thought that like we were past this.
No, we're never going to be past this, but maybe it'll be better than we're thinking. It was cool though that Lindsay Lohan just kind of showed up.
That is cool.
A little surprise appearance.
I love that. I think
that's
pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Thanks for listening. More updates on @Playing Telephone, YouTube, and TikTok and Instagram.
See you next time. Bye.